points there on out. Of course, if we need it, folks, it will be Impact, the final map. But, you know, Aerox, they do have to win lift first to force that one. And, you know, just looking ahead of that map, just for a quick second, I mean, on paper, none of these two teams stand out for me on Impact. But, you know, I think it could be, you know, come down to more team fights there on the tail end and even on the cockpit end of that map. Very important.
Yeah, looking at that first map and then kind of trying to project that forward, Lucent looks super with their their team fire. We saw them it was around fountains, and it was essentially, I think it was a 3v or 4v4. We saw Lucent, essentially all of them just cowboy it out. It was like Wild West. Everyone just drew their pistol at once. I'm looking at it on camera. Drew the pistol at once, and you know, the downs came out so quickly. If that's the Lucent that we're going to see going forward, we might not make it to Impact.
They're looking very polished, aren't they?
They're looking super super-drilled. They're looking, you know, they're on schedule essentially to hit that top 3 again. Yeah, can't fault them at this stage.
Yeah,
a couple of rounds maybe. You know, they look at, why did we lose those 2 rounds? You know, did we just lose a couple of shotguns here and there, or, you know, was it just, okay, Aerox outplayed us there?
Looking at the strategies in particular, incorporate there on Foundation, we didn't see anything too surprising. That torque bow going down so quickly from Aerox, that was a bit different. Of course, that's the only really unique thing I want to say, or unorthodox weapon placement for that entire game, and in terms of the rotations, that was the only thing that stood out to me. Aerox, they've proven that they can go with, though, you know, they might have some strategies up their sleeve, and going into Lift, a stronger map, a weaker map for many, you know, maybe we see more of that going into this. I think they need it at this point. Lucent, they clearly, as we mentioned, they're dialed in. They're individually playing well. Their teamwork is on point. They're not making silly mistakes. If anything, it's Aerox who are making more mistakes at this point in time. If I was Aerox, I'd be, you know, abusing the time we have between these 2 maps and really talk about, you know, what are we going to do different on this map. If we do drop a few rounds, if Lucent do start getting a significant round lead on us, you know, what are we going to do to combat that? And as I mentioned, it is going to be Lift, the second map. We are going into it right now, folks. Thank you all for staying tuned in. Do tweet out the stream. Of course, it's the first match today, the second map. Had a few pauses, so please do get the promotion out there about this incredible event we have going on here in London. Let's get going. This is, of course, Lucent 1-0 map. 1 map up against their opponents, their British counterparts here in Aerox. On board with Fractures, as he's already upping straight into Mush's shotgun, but of course it's on left hand, and Mush takes advantage. Yeah, that's it. Mush knew that was coming. He dropped the smoke, and he just backed out of there. He was like, I know you're coming for this corner. Really well played by Mush. Picks up 2, helps get the 3rd there as well, and you know, excellent opener for Aerox. They're going to start with 2 hills, so point lead in their favor slightly. Yeah, I mean, for all accounts, much better opener for Aerox on this map. We see Brad at the top of the rocks here. We often see players sit here and kind of hold this mid-map control. Good sight lines across all of the map. Very good crossing angles as well. You know, you can push people off fans here. That said, Lucent are just going to leave him. If you can't shoot us, there's no point fighting it. But Saki picks up 2, and Saki's going to get taken out. But Crump trades down, does accidentally take out Saki. Brad's there to help him out though, and yep, he's going to overextend again. Sea-Hill looking pretty well. Yeah, good job from Aerox. Saki, of course, being very important and getting as many kills as he can as he was pushed. Good hold from Aerox Esports. Brad C, of course, he's rotated from rocks now, closer to the enemy's home hill. 3 players of Lucent right now stuck in this corner. Brad, he's trying to keep his distance now. He knows Lucent are going to try and flood the arcade here, and look for him. But here comes Fortons trying to do just that. Finds the first shot, but Aerox keeping the distance. They need to pick up kills really fast, in my opinion. Picked up 2. Fortons gets the double just like that. Fantastic stuff. Oh, I love that. I love the mantle kick coming in at the end, just for style points there over the top. Brilliant play by Fortons. And just like that, Aerox back on the back foot again. Fortons have got another kill as well. Another kill on the board, and I can actually hear them shouting from the main stage, as that is significant. They break out so easily of that setup to Lucent, thanks to Fortons. Mush gets a kill back, though, however. But, you know, the result is here nonetheless of Lucent holding on to the enemy's arcade, and Saki stuck in this corner. Yep, that's it. We're just on board with Saki. Things are going to settle down a little bit. We do see a B contest coming in, actually. There is a fight going on over at that end. So fights on 2 fronts at the moment, as Saki's trying to hold off 3.
Does have a little help behind him, I think. But let's see what's going on over at the other end of the map. We're going to see Mush take one. He's going to leave his teammate down. He's going to self-revive as the push comes through. And Fortin's trying to make haste out of there. Does double back, though, and Fortin's picked up one. Looking for the second now. He is going to get lanced out. That's all she wrote for Fortin's. As he drops, Totti's managed to secure the Aerox home hill, though, it looks like.
Yeah, while all that was going on, Lucent do finally take that home hill after setting up for so long. Oh, Aerox actually coming off a respawn rather, trying to break at this point in time. Totti trying to lurk through the smoke. He's on his own, so has to play it careful. But as I say, that Fractures does come off respawn, flying over to help. Totti trying to get up close and personal. Bradsey says no.
Yeah, this is it.
Shuts it down. Big moment now for Fractures. Can he get the 2v1? The points does go the way of Aerox. They've captured B. No one's going to break that, and Aerox do secure their home hill to be safe, even though enemy's home hill is blinking at the end. So a good start from Aerox Esports, it's safe to say. They did have a little bit of trouble on the home hill there. It was a bit back and forth. Of course, Lucent were holding on to that for a long time. But, you know, Aerox fist bumps all around on that main stage, and they've started this off well.
Yeah, for sure. It was a huge, huge round, actually, for Aerox. That was just get the first one on the board. You know, start out on the front foot. A lot easier to play from, you know, from the lead than it is to play from behind. And, you know, that's exactly what Aerox need. You know, you lose the first map, you come in, and then you smash the first round. And at all points in that round, Aerox had control, which was, you know, for me, the best thing to see. It shows me that that first round hasn't affected them. They're, you know, they've identified what they're doing wrong, and we saw a lot more Lancer play from them there. So they're, you know, they seem a little bit more comfortable on this map. Yep. Fair play to them. It's early days. But we're going to see the Incendiaries place. Let's jump on board with that fight. 3v3 it is. Mush just going to sit back once again.
Yeah. Great shot and kill to start off the previous round. Just lurking at the bottom of the steps. Fractures and Cougars just prodding there on the platform. They do get the quick pickup of Incense. Aerox, there's no presence there, is there? I mean, Mush is sitting back and he just wasn't, you know, making too much of a difference there. But he is going to fly back and try and flank round. But doesn't like what he sees. Lucent, they do have numbers advantage for the time being, but Mush still trying to be that annoying thorn in the side. Yeah,
Mush is fighting this 1v2 pretty well, though. He's kept the attention of two Lucent members as Brad is just cleaned up on the other side of the map. So we're going to see home hills go in favor of Aerox anyway. They're probably not all that bothered about B hill at this point, right? We see Cougars. He's going to come and contest as TJ tries to get a sneaky domination between the two, but home hill setup is, you know, it's in their favor. We've got 30 points on the board now as well as Brad just moves over. They're going to defend off the spawn. Great Lancer fire. You know, this is really well played by Aerox. It's so much better from them.
Brilliant rotation. Bradsey was careful not to get picked off as his teammate TJ was over towards that B side of the map. And now we do have a setup from Aerox. Of course, the respawn time there, it's still very short. It's 12 seconds this round. So the Lucent side, they do have resources to fly back at their home hill, given that. But, you know, they're already spawned now. They're already set up to take the home hill. And actually, Aerox, they seem to be leaving it now. The great use of Incense from Cougars. He blocks off Saki, takes down his cover, forces him into no man's land where he does get dropped. And Lucent already trying to break the enemy's home hill here.
Yeah, that's it. Quick play by Lucent just to capitalize on that one kill. And Crump does manage to find Totti, which is, you know, it's going to slow the push down slightly. Mush has picked up Fractures as well, so 2 members dead now. This is, you know, it's quite back and forth at the moment. We're not seeing anything too crazy right now, but back and forth plays as Mush takes out Cougars as well. It's still in Aerox's favor, right? We're still seeing 2 hills. We're still seeing a 30-point lead. And Lucent are going to decap this home, though. The push is going to come in. Saki opens up with a great first kill on Legend.
Big kill, finding Legend. And he went wide as possible as well, just to get that shot. Rolls back, just in case it didn't come off. Just to ensure he keeps his life. He's going for the cap now. His teammates are nearby for a revive. Incense thrown into the mix. Not going to connect with anybody. But Lucent, they are finally rotating to B. They are starting to capture that. As such, they are rotating back as the numbers are thrown against them from Aerox. Saki trying to go across, but the Lancer from the side. That's it. Control room from Fractures. Great positioning. Totti holds on, picks up those Gibbs after the damage comes through. Good job. But he's actually leaving his teammate here.
This is it. That was a bloodbath, Toby. And we're going to see a big 1v1 now as Brad actually cleans up the down. Totti is going to look for his third kill. He's going to have to get this decap, actually. His team aren't going to win it. He does get the triple, actually, so he's going to look for more. Totti, you know, he's trying to step up for his team when they really need it, but 195 on the board. It's going to come down to this last defense. Aerox managed to take out 2, but Lucent reply, and Aerox taking out 2 as well. It's going to go down. It's Aerox in the hill, and 207 ticks. That's another round for Aerox. 2-0 now. Wow, that was a great end to that round.
Very good round indeed, and you could hear them shouting as soon as they hit that 207. Aerox starting to get a bit loud, it seems, and very big fight, as we mentioned. Why not when you win that to conclude that round? 2-0 now in favor of Aerox, so it's completely changed compared to Lucent in terms of momentum. Good start from them, and the questions now are being asked to the teammates, I'm sure, of Lucent. What are we going to go with? What is the weapon placement going to be? They've swapped back and forth on the home hills. Aerox just seem to be a little bit faster in terms of those rotations. They seem to be winning the team fights that matter. And in fact, it's going to be Lucent who plays down the Boltox. A very typical weapon placement, actually, for these Spanish sides. Very experienced with that weapon.
Yeah, that they are. And yeah, I think you're right. The question for me is, we've seen Lucent on the front foot. How do they now play when they've got to claw back that lead? We're seeing pretty minor weapons go down at the moment. It's not, it's not the same picks we saw last event from them. They were very heavy on the M-bar. So yeah, smaller picks this time around. Boltox, I suppose it's still early doors. So Boltox going down in both teams' favor. Cougars just managed to get the Incens, and Mush picking up a kill on this platform area. Going to look for his second as Cougars just jumps into the fray. Mush well played his distance, managed to get the down there as well. Mush has actually stepped it up, a lot since going onto this map. He's been playing really well.
Much better start from Aerox here. They're a bit more aggressive through the platform in order to get those kills and also capture that B hill. So very well done. They've noticed they needed to change that up a little bit, and they have. Aerox, though, they have control of the home street, you'd argue. They don't have all hills captured to their name, but they have the numbers, and of course they have rocks. Many would argue that is map control for the home street, given the angles. But look at this angle from Totti, just about peeking around that corner. And he's a very good player with that Boltok. He's been using it all the way since Gears 2 to get effectiveness. One of the best Boltok players back in those days. And he's trying to use it just as well here. Yeah,
for me, when he has that brilliant angle, you need your teammates to be backing you up, though. He just get one down. He's going to look for the kill, actually. Fortins picks up the clean, but as they've done that, they've had their hill decapped behind them, and the swarm domination is ticking slightly. We're going to see C get cleaned up as Fortins goes to the defense, but Brad C takes out two, actually. Brad's going to push forward, looking for his third, and if he manages to take this, he does manage to take this. A little help from Mush. That's another domination. Aerox 3-0 now. It's the second coming of Aerox. They found their steam, finally.
And this is a response, isn't it? 3 in a row. And with that fashion as well, so comfortably done. Not only did they capture that B hill, push through that platform, they changed that up completely, as I touched upon, but they also maintained home street control as well. Lucent, they had no presence on the map this time around, so it was all boxes ticked, essentially, from Aerox. Everything was on point. Very good showing from them, especially in that round.
Yep, so super play from Aerox. I'm really excited actually to see Aerox stepping up like this. We're seeing. I just want to cover the scoreboard ever so slightly. We're seeing Mush now on 14 kills. He's on pace for Cougars kills at this moment, and Cougars is he's been shut down by Mush. So yeah, really well played so far. We're going to see the fight go down at platform once again, and we see Fractures and Cougars just waiting back a little bit this time. They're not going in, and Mush I think has kind of proven like. We don't need to fight this at, a rabbit's pace. We can play the turtle game, and, we can find the kills when they come to us. And let's force Lucent to make a play, and Lucent are not making the plays right now. We see on screen, obviously, they're getting a kill on TJ at this moment, but in the general scheme of things, Aerox have their number.
Great decision-making from Cougars, reviving at the right time, rotating.
Oh, what a
brilliant
incend.
It's amazing. Such fantastic play. Decision-making on point from Mush this time round. Gets the call-outs, knows where the players are, and hits that cover. Very good job from Mush. He's having a very good game thus far on this map.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. Baits out the kill on the floor. Two members of Lucent stuck behind the cover, and peekaboo, here comes the incendiary grenade. Double kill for you. What a brilliant play there. Aerox now, steaming ahead. They're playing with a new wind in them. This is really well played. TJ storming across, takes out Legend as well there. Bit of a teabag as well to boot.
What more can you ask for from Aerox Esports? They're doing everything right now. And it does seem like they're going to be able to capture a quick B hill. Fractures is going to apply a bit of pressure going by that Lancer. TJ does have time, though, to get the capture and get to cover. Full red, though. Fractures might actually go along with this. You see, he spots Legend coming off respawn, but Lucent are breaking hills, and not only doing that, they are capturing them on the home hill. B hill is going to surely get capped. No! Brad C, just on the corner of our screen, does jump in time. It's going to be a scrap for this hill now to stop this triple coming through, but it's not going to work out for them as Lucent respond. What a quick rotation that was.
That really was. I think they caught Aerox by surprise there, and I know a great opening for Aerox, but Lucent gathered themselves after that, you know, that tragedy on the home straight, and managed to just come out with a domination from nowhere. Really well played by them.
Yeah, we missed the clinical team fight on that home hill just as we were trying to switch, but Lucent, they were able to steamroll on that and in that point of the game, and also get B hill back as well. Everything went right for them, it seemed, as we go into the next round, the 5th round, as frag grenades actually hovered here. Over on deck, but quick change to rocks potentially. And, you know, I'm not too surprised. I'm not too sure what this weapon placement is, to be honest with you, as the scoreboard is covering it. But it's not surprising, is it? I mean, Brad C, he's been capturing rocks every single round, it seems like. There it is, actually. It's frag grenades that's going to be placed down between these two Boltocs. So, you know, a little bit of a stimulus to actually push up there, perhaps for Lucent now. It's a bit of a consideration, right? Yes, Brad C's been taking control of that rocks area, but is that going to draw more attention where they don't really want any? I wonder. Incense, though, meanwhile, is picked up for Lucent. They're going to be the aggressors through platform, so a bit of a change up from the previous round. Better start to this one. Mush just lurking in the middle. I'm sure Lucent are aware of where he is. Ooh, try to do the sneaky damage over on that wall. Almost kills himself. You might argue Mush is revived. TJ is there, but it's not good, is it? It's not a great angle. Cougars this time going to incend that cover. Finds Crump. Legend with the kill on TJ. And as the kills start stacking up, Aerox, they have to play a bit defensive in this home street.
That's it. Cougars the devil running through the fire there. He's going to get the big flank as he comes around onto the home hill. Grenades are going to fly onto A as well. Bradsey does take out Legend, but Cougars has seen the second one coming in. He's going to take out the kill that he got earlier. And 3 seconds on the board. I don't think anyone from Aerox can stop this. No, I tell a lie. Mush can stop this. He comes back in, gets a great kill on Cougars. 3 dead from Lucent, and Aerox needs to be quick now if they want to capitalize on this. Big 1v1 here. Mush gets the first shot down. Totti does take him out, though. Very, very red. He's going to be falling.
This is an important response, actually, because Aerox, they picked up a few kills now. They're already rotating over to the A hill. They have got C hill back, or at least broken it for now, as Lucent are now the ones at the back foot. Quickly, this changes, evidently, the map, as these two teams are so aggressive through the home street. When they get the numbers advantage, they do really press on with that. Now, Aerox setting up here, just on the side in the enemy's arcade. Cougars sitting around the corner, but nothing going to come of it just yet. Incense picked up, of course, from Fractures.
Yeah, definitely so. And I don't know, for Lucent, they're quite happy to sit at this point, right? There's nothing really here that's threatening Lucent's home hill. They're just going to say, okay, Aerox, make your move, and we'll defend, because they've got B control. No one from Aerox is able to contest B control because there's 2 members on a quicker rotation there. They've got the mid building between them, whereas Lucent have the quick, the dead zone flank. So they've got map control there. We see a fight going on here. Brad's going to get taken down, which is a direct correlation to Lucent having and yeah, this is just really good map play actually from Lucent. They've set up and they know they're at the advantage. So yeah, very well played.
Mush does get dropped as Aerox, they try the cheeky rotation over to the B hill, trying to spread their numbers for a potential triple cap. Saki, big shotgun win against shotgun fight win against Legend there. Lucent, they're just hanging back. They need to rotate. They need to be a bit more proactive. They're being really defensive on their home hill just to ensure the triple cap doesn't come through. Cougars, he takes advantage of that damage advantage. He starts pushing in, and he does, well, he can actually take his time now, given the spot points lead. Lucent, they have the time to play with, so they don't need to be too aggressive. They just need to be defensive, if anything.
Yep, that's it. Cougars is taking full red, though, and just get a beautiful blind fire headshot on Crump, and he's going to look for his second. He does get the second. Mush falls. The no-no coming out as Cougars, he's stepping it back up. A real long no.
A very extensive no-no,
I think we got it, Cougars. We understand.
Just getting his point across. Maybe the language barrier is a consideration for him right there.
No translates to no.
No.
But yes, we're seeing Mush 17 kills, Cougars picking it back up to 15. So this head-to-head battle between these two players is really heightening up. Mush did a great job to shut him down in the first 3 rounds, and Cougars has just come back flying in these last 2. So interested to see how that that dynamic carries on.
Yep. Hammerburst plays down at Crane and Exhaust. I don't think that will change up things too much. You know, they're not even up at the start of the round. They do need to come up on that lift as the round progresses. But, you know, once again, eyes on this Incend battle, this platform battle. Who is going to be the more aggressive team? I want to see Aerox getting up there. Mush is clearly on his game now with a shotgun. So he should be able to abuse that, in my opinion. But it's this time Lucent being the aggressors. There comes Crump with an up A, takes advantage of fractures. But Mush, I don't think he's aware of where the players are. He just runs straight into the shotgun through that smoke, and it's a very risky position of that to go straight running into Cougars. Great Incend to get the kill back on board, taking down Crump. But now only TJ and Cougars remain at this B hill.
Yeah, that's it. All things said, we're pretty much back to the beginning, aren't we? 1v1 at this incendiary fight, and Totty just come in now for a little bit of a helpful flank. It's a bad situation actually for TJ.
I like how slow he's playing it though. It's Totty going really wide, playing it safe. There comes Totty in the flank. He's not letting TJ get too easy of a 1v with that push. Great shotgun fights though. Can he?
He's going to get 2 kills.
He's got the trade. Brilliant stuff. No one's going to be there though to capture the B hill, most importantly. So it's still a bit of a reset, but he's done amazing work there. Mush with the double. Legend now with the double. So many doubles in this round already, and only Legend left alive in the arcade. Will Crump press on? He doesn't have support just yet, but they have a little bit of a points lead, and he does have rocks control. So, you know, doesn't need to be too aggressive there. Both teams coming off respawn, and it's going to be another initial on the B hill. 3rd reset of the round, it seems like, through.
It is. For me there, I want to see Crump. I want to see Crump fighting that 1v1. We saw that Lucent had, you know, the earlier spawn there, so we're going to get to B hill first, and the only way you counteract that is by taking their home hill. Crump has to fight that 1v1 at that point. And yes, you got the point lead, but that's going to be taken down by that 2-point cap. And yeah, so I don't know, maybe a little bit more aggro from him in the future, but it doesn't matter because Bradsey and Saki are stepping it up for him. The home hill cap is going to come in, and we're going to see homes played by Aerox.
Yeah,
beautiful
Aerox. There's a reaction right to the B hill capture. Immediately they rotate their numbers to the home street just to ensure they keep hold of a 2-cap lead. And Saki actually rotating all the way around to try and pinch fractures, and it's going to work out. The Lancers, they're spot on this map, honestly, from both teams. Great play from Saki. He's going to get that meat shield, delay the time and damage as Lucent. They're wasting a bit of time here actually lancering that meat shield. They need to get to a hill. They need to start supporting their teammates here. Cougars at the B hill. He broke it once. Can he do it again though? No, he cannot do it there. The A hill is going to be the break this time around as Lucent hold on.
Yeah, super close there. Totty's fighting for his life and his team's actual life as well, as domination ticking in again. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's going to come in, and Aerox back to where they were at the start. This is much better from them in this round. 4-2 in their favor now. They saw what Lucent were doing. They've reacted, and you know they've come back strong. Really well played. The kills are all across the board as well. I mean, Saki's playing home, so a little bit less kills for him. But you know, Aerox in general just slaying out here.
Yeah, you usually argue that Lucent are the ones who are to be the most aggressive, right, through that home shoot. You'd expect them to be the most aggressive, especially on those initials, but it's actually Aerox who are starting things off strong here on the home hill, and they're going back and forth on the platform. But of course, we are going to the second half now, folks. As you can see, D, F, and E are the new hills. The home street is swapped to the other side of the map. The weapons removed, and the power weapons, of course, and the 10-second respawn timer is back on our screens here. Mush is on our screen, in particular, as he's once again being aggressive on this side of the map, and so the rest of his teammates actually on platform.
Yeah, that they are. Bit of a different play for Mush here, as he's forced down into the pit a little bit more. Just get taken out. He did have 2 members of Lucent shooting at him there, so fair play. Crump does trade out though. Fractures damage to him, and Crump's going to look for his double kill.
Cougars.
Yeah, this is
baiting
good.
Some shots out. He's not got right hand, so he kind of needs to do that. He's closing the gap very well, though. Crump's having a lot of difficulty actually keeping him at bay, but 1 brick, 1 full red is all that's necessary, although the angles do come through. TJ's down. He needs to go for that kill. Cougars does just about get that give off as TJ starts standing up. Nicely done from Cougars. Playing aggressive, but playing smart all the way through.
Yeah, that's it. 2 more kills for Cougars tally, up to 21 now. He's going to look for Brad. I think he's going to fly here as well. He's only got 3 shotgun bullets left. Needs to make this quick. Only needs 2. He's going to look for his 3rd. He's got 1 bullet to do it in. Misses the reaction shot, but probably going to get the he's going to get the meat shield. Turns it around to pepper TJ with his pistol, and yeah, fantastic. Cougars back on form, it seems.
Yep, cannot argue with that. Cougar's getting lanced from rocks. Legend is going to respond by pushing Mush off that. Double shots coming from the teammates of Aerox, or Lucent rather, and now Aerox trying to respond on the home street. And so far, Lucent, they've had all the presence in the world here on this map. There's no space for Aerox to breathe. They're trying to push all the way around. The revive chain, nice from Aerox, but they're still backing off.
Yeah, that's it. I think pretty much every time Aerox manages to get a kill, someone else from Aerox dies across the map, and it's making it very difficult for Aerox to find that, you know, that numbers play. We see there 4v5, but TJ, you know, TJ's died, and we're seeing it transpire quite often. Crump, you know, he's managed to get a kill there, but are we going to see a trade? Because this is actually a real big fight actually for the home hill right now. Looks like Aerox are going to come out on top. They're going for the decap now as Saki drops, but the revive's there. The Lancer Fire is there in support as well.
Yeah.
Fracture's going to just leave that actually and rotate around to E. They've identified that they can win off one hill, so they're going to just try and stop the retake, but it is going to come in.
And a bit of a teabag as well, straight away. Fantastic stuff from Lucent. They rotated round right just to shoot Aerox in the back, as they were not being too aggressive on that home hill. They had time, and of course, given the points lead they have now, they can certainly play it passive if needs be.
Yeah, they managed to rotate round and take the D hill as well, so this should be a Lucent round. Crump kind of just needs to fly now and leave this. Don't know if you've seen that. No, he hasn't seen that member of Lucent. Totty picks up a double kill on the D, and the neutral goes in Lucent's favor as well. Beautiful, beautiful round actually from Lucent. They were really strong there. They had a lot of map control. Really well played.
Yeah, this match now has evolved into a new beast entirely. I think both teams playing very well, and it's much, much closer as we see star players, we see slaying evenly spread out between both teams. Scoreboard will be up in just a second on your screen, folks, but there it is, 24 kills for Cougars. Definitely the slayer, the MVP, if you will, for Lucent once again. But, you know, equally so, Mush, he's sitting on 21 kills on the opposing side for Aerox. So, you know, in terms of numbers, Aerox, they're showing this is a different game for them. This is a different map compared to Foundation, and they have come to play. In terms of the weapon placement, there was none. It was a block at the platform.
Yeah, definitely so. And Down's actually going to come in on that first hill. Sometimes the case, which is why people usually stack two members there. We're going to see, you know, the fight rotate. Saki's going to take one. And the Down does come in. Cougar's going to trade again for TJ, and Crump pushing forward now with support. They've got to be careful. They're going to have a member of Lucent in their back. Actually, there he is. The Lancer coming out. Crump just trying to draw the Lucent team as far away from the hill as possible before he falls, and does a good job of it actually. Mush. Mush is literal mush as he gets taken out.
Saki finding fractures. He tries to come back into the game. His teammates are sitting back on E, but they do capture it and now immediately take control of rocks. And that's something Aerox have been doing really well, haven't they? Brad C's been going up there, but TJ, he takes initiative this time to push up Legend. Despite getting lanced from every angle, he is able to get that one shot off over the cover. Nicely done. His teammates to his side, he can start making plays for the Z-Hill.
That's it. Weapon selection there has just cost him his life, and you know you've got to be wary when those pushes are coming in. That you are going to be challenged on that rock as soon as that member gets there, because they're going to be full red. They have to go for the one bomb. So Nash is sometimes better option if you don't think you've got the damage. That said, Aerox still in the lead. They are going to take home hills. Good Lancer Fire from Lucent as Mush falls again.
TJ finds Fortin's bit back and forth now. The point's a little bit more level as both teams rotate and swap hills respectively. DNF now captured for Aerox as they start to set up. Lucent, they're already quickly off respawn, of course. So not too far into the second half. Crump is just crawling for his life. He's still down. Brad C is there on hand just in case Lucent start to push in. But, you know, Lucent already, they've come straight back into the home hill. It seems a little bit too easy for them, in my opinion. Aerox pulling back very passively, but Lancers are still there.
Yeah, beautiful Lancer Fire there as the decap doesn't even, it does come in, but the recapture doesn't come in, right? And I think at this point, Aerox quite happy just to leave the fight, try and get their members out alive.
Crump trying to close the gap, finding fractures. The Lancers are too strong, though, from Lucent. Already coming through the control room window. It's brilliant from Lucent. They're rotating around. They've got the flank. Legend cleaned up one. TJ just lanced it out because he's been downed way too many times by the strong Lancers of Lucent. Fracture's trying to finish off Mush. Mush says no, finds one, does get the break, but has he bought enough time for his teammates? Crump flying over to the E-Hill. He does break it in time somehow. And that will be just a score lead now for Lucent. Not going to be a triple cap. Can they hold on, though?
Yeah, that's the question. You're right. Can they hold on? Aerox ahead for the majority of this round, and they just tipped the scales ever so slightly. Brad C has picked up one. Brad C has picked up two. Brad C is going to get the D cap on the hill. Not sure if there's anyone at D-Hill. Don't think there is, and Lucent are going to take this. It's going to be 4-4, Toby, but that was close. That was so close.
Another nail-biter. It could have gone either way like it did on Foundation in a particular round, as it could have flip-flopped to the opposing team's favor. But, you know, 4-4, we have a great game on our screen right now.
Yeah, Cougar's 30 kills. There's still rounds left.
30 kills in 8 rounds, folks.
He's on end game kills, you know, bang in the middle of the game. This is you know, he could be on track for a 50-kill game here if it carries on like this. That's pretty impressive. That said, not enough caps on him. He's
definitely the Slayer. He's definitely the Slayer for this team.
That's why we see his point score not all that far ahead of everyone else. But yeah, 4-4 at the halfway point. What can you ask for, really? This is exactly what we wanted from the first game. It's
Can't
perfect.
ask for much more, can we?
No.
Can't ask for much more. Very entertaining. Lift is proving to be, and of course, the game overall. Hammerboost placed down at storage and staff quarters now. It's going to be a 2v2 on that side of the map and a 3v3 on the opposing. So pretty much a base strat pulled out from both teams and a cap from both sides. Actually, Fractures is going to be the more aggressive player through the platform area as TJ and Crump play a bit more passive and sit back, making sure Lucent can't push up any further. But they've done their job, you'd argue. Aerox are now trying to be aggressive, along with Lucent.
That's it. The fight is going down at this E-Hill. Big 1v1 for Saki. Saki gets taken out. Brad drops as well. This is looking strong for Lucent as they're going to grab Rock's control. Mush does manage to get a beautiful little sneaky kill on Legend. Is he going to stay alive, though? That's the question. Smoke's out to his right. Can he go to his left? Not sure which way he's going to go. I don't think he knows which way he's going to go either. Well played by Lucent there just to play the angles, play the distance. Domination is ticking in as well.
Saki trying to break the hill. He does, despite the numbers of Lucent. Brad C is there as well. Saki, of course, picks up that kill. D-Hill not being captured just yet. The question is, are Lucent going to continue on being aggressive? Are they going to go for this triple cap as Aerox do come off respawn? Cougar's still holding on. He's got 30 kills, probably more. Yep, 32. Can he find any more to this tally and go for this triple and secure it? Legend picks up Bradsey. Crucial kills at this point in time, but Lucent, they're starting to sweep through the ranks of Aerox, and they do win every shotgun battle comfortably to add a 5th round on the board for them.
That's it.
Nicely done.
That's it. Across the board, Lucent just slaying out. Nash is on point there, it seems, as every member of Lucent got their, you know, took their 1v1, got the kill, closed out the round in beautiful fashion. Yeah, fantastic play there. Really, really good play. And now it's a question of what do Aerox do? What do Aerox do at this point? I don't know. I'm looking for a big weapon swap here, big weapon placement here, because they need to mix this map up.
The respawn timer is building at this point, right? We're fairly close in rounds. We're approaching that number 7 in terms of the round count to finish this map off. So yeah, maybe a powerful weapon at this point. We haven't seen a boom shot. We have not seen a drop shot in this map thus far. We saw it on Foundation. Not too sure actually what the weapon is at Rocks. We'll find out very, very soon, I'm sure, as the teams are aggressive to that area. Aerox trying to be the Lancer players through the home streets. Actually, frag grenades on Rocks, checking that. So not too powerful, but certainly a stimulating weapon, if nothing else, in terms of decision-making for that. Brad C picking up Totty as they trade out some kills. Aerox definitely being the more aggressive team through the old home street, through to the E-Hill. Haven't captured it just yet, though.
Yeah, that's it. And they are at the numbers disadvantage, even more so now as Brad gets taken out by Fortons. E-Hill control does go down in Fortons' favor and in Lucent's favor as well.
Map control once again through. They're far up in the platform. Fractures is going to back off now. And they've got kind of like the perfect angle setup, you know, to really pressure Aerox. Mush is in a corner right now, which you do not want to be in if the players are shooting from the left. He does get downed. Fracture's taking the height advantage, and the protection that platform provides. It's going to be very difficult for Aerox to push from this angle now, given where Totty is. It's down for, it's really down to Aerox now, how they play this one out.
Yeah,
Aerox
situation. I think Aerox just needs to observe what Lucent are actually doing here. There's not actually, you know, there's a couple of members keeping 4 members of Aerox pinned in on this side, and one of those is over a platform. So maybe Aerox need to have a look and take a little bit more of a, you know, a perspective of what's going on around the map, because yeah, they're going to get dominated again. It's going to go 6-4 in just a second, and Aerox, they're looking a little lost in these later rounds. They need to look, you know, at their setups, look at how they're, you know, trying to hold this map control, look at how they're trying to retake the map control as well, and try something different, because you know what they're currently doing, Lucent has figured out. And you know it's not going to be enough if they don't put something in drastic right now.
Aerox were looking a bit disjointed there, weren't they? You know, they had no idea how to break out of that what I describe as a basic setup, right? Lucent were pushed up far. You mentioned it, you nailed it on the head. There weren't that many numbers actually to keep them pinned, or needing to keep them pinned, but nonetheless, Aerox, they do bow out on that round, and of course the response is the boom shot. It goes down on the center hill. Expect most members to go there, straight there, and actually one player through control room for Aerox as well. Curious actually to see if that influences things, because you know, Lucent, they're an aggressive team.
We did see a big flank as well coming out. So Saki did match it. Actually, he's managed to get the kill as well. This is looking like power play for Aerox as they secure both sides of the map at once. Mush picked up the boom.
Pushing in, trying to pick up those kills. He does pick it up, of course. But Mush has been taken out actually from Totti. That man there, he made the boom shot.
And looks what's on the floor. Look what's on the floor.
Can Legend pick it up? That's the question. Crump does find Totti. It's a bit scrappy from both teams now, just clawing away at this game, trying to get any kills they can. Saki around the corner. Fractures picks up a crucial kill from TJ. And now Aerox, they can revive chain. They can get this boom shot controlled. They've got E control, and they're building up F as well. They have the opportunity now to potentially triple cap.
That's it. The first kill comes out with a boom shot. Second kill comes out. Double for Legend. Going to leave his friend to revive himself as 5 dead from Aerox. The timer is ticking. Only Crump stands before them, and Legend's going to take him out. That's going to be all she wrote. Lucent 7, Aerox 4. As Lucent sweep that 2-0. Brilliant.
5 rounds in a row at the end from Lucent as well. Fantastic stuff. Just checking out the scoreboard on our end quickly. Cougars, 34 kills in the end. What is that for a total between Foundation and Lift?
He must be hitting 70 kills over 2 maps. That must be
around that area. But boy, oh boy, fantastic play from Lucent, 2-0.
Thank you very much, Toby. And what a game between these two, Lucent and Aerox. It was the Cougars show, wasn't it? It really, really was. Fantastic stuff from him. And I mean, was it realistically just down to Cougars there, or do you think that Lucent just had an overall better game? Because we seen that Aerox were really getting back into this game, weren't they? Especially in the second map. And then, you know, it just sort of fell apart.
Yeah, I think you covered it. It was the Cougars show. His slaying power was second to none. Yeah. If he carries on like this, he's going to be one of the top slayers in the tournament. Never mind about just that match. Yeah, 70 kills over 2 maps, and honestly, he didn't even have a strong start to that map.
No, he didn't.
He was getting shut down heavily by Mush in those first 3, maybe 4 rounds. Mush had his number, and then from then on, when you saw the Lucent rounds, you know, coming out of there, you know, Cougars, you know, he stepped it up. He got about 30 kills and maybe about 5 rounds.
Yeah.
and that was it, right? That was it.
Yeah, that was it. Let's see how the game did actually break down here. Lucent taking the victory 7-2 in that first map. We eventually got there anyway on that one. 7-4 on Lift. Overall, a fairly convincing performance from Lucent.
Big time, big time. I think there's a bit of a correlation, right? Cougars wasn't playing well at the start of Lift. We thought it was a little bit closer, but then, of course, Cougars, he finds his rhythm a bit, and then they get 5 rounds in a row. I think Cougars is the MVP for that match, and really important in providing that round count on both maps. Very well played from Cougars.
Yeah, any other points there from you?
Not particularly. I think Toby's covered it. I think Cougars stepped it up. I think his team were, you know, very, very well supportive of him. And, yeah, he just ran the show.
Okay, well, Cougars having a very, very good game there for Lucent. We'll see how he plays through the rest of the tournament. As said, I mean, putting up, nearly 70 kills over 2 maps. Insane stats from him. But let's have a look at the bracket and seeing how things are starting to fold out. Oh, lucky you, Lucent. You will go straight into the quarterfinals to play Fable after your good performance against Aerox. Otherwise, though, Prismatic do take the game 2-0 against Cease to Exist. Cyclone, again, 2-0 against Revolt. And mostly 2-0s across the board here. Fable Sentinel taking over and beating Lee Liza Esports as well. Liza?
Liza?
Liza.
It wouldn't
Liza.
be Liza. That's not how you say it. L-Y, is it? Liza. So Fable Sentinel going through as well. I do believe coming up next on the stream is going to be Frenchies against Horizon Union. So that's something to look out for as well. But Bittersweet Puzzled Gaming is going to be up on one of the side stations, as well as is Regal Reserve against Invalid Esports. Any surprises for you there, guys?
I mean, no surprises, actually. It's pretty much textbook. All the top teams are getting 2-0 against the lower seeded teams. That game standing out to me straight away. Prismatic versus Cyclone. Of course, Prismatic is Jack Reaction team. A very good team on paper, going against Cyclone, who is, of course, 4th and 5th seed. That is going up against each other. Cannot wait to see how that one pans out.
Yeah, that'll be a great one. But we are going to have Horizon against Frenchies coming up here on the main stream very, very shortly. Don't go anywhere. We've got more Gears of War action coming from the EGL Open here in London just after this very, very quick break.